Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about when a woman tries to steal the man that you're with. Okay, and I shouldn't put it as steal because he's not your possession. You know, like some would say, steal your man. It's more of a phrase, just way I put it. But she tries to just take him right from underneath your nose. There's no way to go about it without putting it in those terms. But he's not your possession. But I'm going to give an example. Okay, and I'm going to say you, and I don't mean you. It just makes it easier to say. Now, say you're in you're a woman and you date men, and you're in a member of a large online group, and you have some way of chatting. You know, people see what you say, people see what they say, on and on and on. They just keep, friendships build over years, or it could be less time. And they're all in the same area, state, country, wherever. They all live near enough one another that they can meet on a weekly basis at a restaurant or wherever. I say this goes back years ago, but so people do, and they get to know one another. And some of them are single, some are married. Like married couples come, are there, and some are matchmaker types, and there are a lot of singles too. And people start to develop relationships in person and online. First online, then in person. And so say you yourself, you're going through a divorce, and you separated, and you finally started getting out there again, and you go one time, some man you've known, I'll get out in a minute, some man you've known for years, you decide to meet up there. You've met him in person, you know him, he used to date somebody you knew, wasn't your friend, but somebody you knew, and so on, but you know one another from online and in person. And so you go there and you see him in the weekly get together at some restaurant that most people could afford, pretty much. So you see him sitting there, he's in a booth, and y'all had agreed to meet up, to be there together. It's not actually a date yet. So you go and you meet, you sit down in the booth in front of him. In the seat facing him in the same booth. And you're sitting there for a while. Okay, you're talking and stuff like that. Okay, maybe I'll get this right. Now, after you're sitting there, you're talking one another like you do, when you're considering dating and all. And you see a woman, many of the group members are there. They reserve a whole area just for the group. So you see a woman come in, and she seems to be dressed very inappropriately for that kind of get-together and group get-together. And now, very inappropriately, as in she wants to stand out. She really dressed to stand out. And that could be, like, inappropriately, could be too provocatively. And, or or just, like, dressed up to, what is the expression, to the nines, just really dressed up, like I said, inappropriately. And so she wants to be center of attention. Now that, some would say, I've known a lot of people who are, I call them, they have a narcissistic and histrionic blend of behaviors. And the histrionic side, they would, like when they're younger, they dress rather, if not very, provocatively. And as they get older, it's more of, they dress a lot younger, like they were stuck in the teenage years and say they're in their 50s. And they're dressed like they're in their teens and 20s. Okay, and some people say, well, how do you know? Well, there's a difference. Okay. But in this case, maybe the person was dressed like they were very wealthy. Okay, and everybody else there is kind of, they're dressed like, what is it called? or business formal and everybody else is business casual, you know, like at work that can happen. And then there's somebody who wants to be, they really want to stand out in whatever way they can for whatsoever appropriate there that won't get them kicked out, wherever it is. That's what I've seen. Okay. And they're usually very loud, not just in their appearance, but loud in their voice, their cackle. It's not really a laughter, it's a cackle. And a lot of bling. Now, one size doesn't fit all. They don't all do this, in other words. And but they want to stand out. They want people to see them. So get back to the story. There you are sitting across the booth from the guy that you're considering dating. And in walks this woman, and she, you know, people acknowledge her, so you know she's one of the group, you know, part of this online group. You've never seen her before. But she just makes a beeline. She, you know, says hello to people. And she's only somewhat noticing them. She makes a beeline for your table, your booth. Okay, so there she is. She comes and makes a beeline for your table. She walks up to your table, doesn't even look at you at all. She looks straight at him, you know, maybe even introduces herself as, you know, one of the members of this group. And, you know, some may have pseudonyms they use online, and then in person, the ones who know one another call one another by name, this kind of thing. And she knows who he is. She calls him by his pseudonym and by his name. Or maybe not. But anyway, this is just one of those. And he is sitting there, and he's like kind of shocked, but at the same time amused. Is that what the real word, the meaning of the word amused means? But you know what I'm saying? Because she is really like acting, you know, as if she's on stage, and like I said, totally inappropriately dressed, made a beeline for him, which people could see. And other people are looking and they see you're with him and she's ignoring you. And then he's just kind of stunned at the same time. And she starts talking to him and then tells him to scoot over so she can sit next to him. And he's just sitting there like, I mean, me, I would be shocked myself if some man come up and, you know, I'm with sitting there in the booth with another man. Yeah, that would be shocking. And so he moves over. She gets in and just doesn't even look at you. Refuses to look in your direction. And he's not even saying anything. And she's just, you know, talking like she is, like he is her man. And they're using the expression where people aren't possessions. I mean, really, what would you do as the person sitting across, the person that's there to go on to, you know, start dating him? The two of you agree to have, like, it's kind of like your first date. And this woman does that. And he knows her. He does, but not like she's putting out there. She's doing an act. I mean, what would be going through your mind? What has been your experience in life that you would be in this situation? What would go through your mind? Is he also, you know, flirting with her and trying to get together with her? Or she just really liked him and she saw you with him and she was going, I want him to be my boyfriend. You know, so many different things that it could be, you know. But I have known women to be like some women. Actually, I'm going to say, I went through this scene. I don't remember the situation. It was so many years ago. Back in the 90s, I think it was. Yeah, 1990s. Long time ago. And I don't remember why I was there. I know he dated somebody I knew. And maybe he was, I don't know. I don't remember the whole situation. But that happened. And it was like, what? Am I invisible? And I could see the look on his face, just total shock. And I was quite shocked too by this woman doing the whole scene and all. And I think he finally told her, you know, I am here with her. And, you know, she just looked at me like like a no contest kind of thing. Because she was dressed up. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so what would you do? I don't remember exactly what I did. It was so many years ago. That was the 1990s. So, but yeah, some of these people, the people like this, they have this kind of nerve. They think in terms of, that's my man. That's the one I want for my boyfriend. It's my possession. You know, it's kind of hard, like I said, to tell this kind of thing without making it that way in a way. But no, people are not possessions. So, okay. So, yeah, I have plenty of stories back when I was a member of a group. I was married at first, and then I was separated, and then divorced. Yeah. Well, of course it was in that order, but you know, I was trying to think through the years. I known, off and on knew these people, but off and on kind of thing over years. Like, I don't remember so many years ago, but I could tell some just unbelievable stories about women who think, you know, in that kind of situation. Then I could tell ones about men too, so I'm not picking on just women. But thought that because of whatever they felt like there was superior about them, and it wasn't always to me, it was one another. I mean, not one another, but other women were suffering because some woman thought she was superior somehow, some way, and they weren't, or they were just a lot of adult mean girls, you know, that kind, the attention seekers. Yeah. But anyway, I thought about this for some reason today. I don't remember why. I really don't remember why it came to my mind, but I thought I would tell this story, and maybe some more in the future about this type. I think there's a lot of things going on now, and people, I think what I've seen over the years, I've been doing videos like this for about 7 years on one of my channels, my YouTube channel, and on toxic people and stuff, not really focused much on relationships. But I think a lot of people, you know, a lot of people do videos like that too, and have for years. And I think there's more and more now, which, you know, should be awareness of people who are like narcissistic, have narcissistic behaviors. Unfortunately, I don't think there's enough, and I've been doing videos on this too, is the focus on those with histrionic behaviors. Okay, I think some people may think of histrionic as just hysterical. No, it's not. It can include that, but no. Read up on, you know, histrionic personality disorders, the symptoms, behaviors, whatever it shows up, however it shows up. Might not be right, but could be. And I'm not diagnosing anybody in any of these, but their behaviors, their traits, their characteristics, their, you know, like I said, their appearances, the way they behave, you know, and as far as wanting to stand out, and then being very loud with their voice and loud with their makeup, their hair, their bling, their everything. They want to stand out, and they don't care if it's negative attention, positive attention. They will say anything as negative as that person, they basically sum up as a hater or jealous, or, you know, it's always going to be the other person's fault. It's not anything about them. So, but anyway, this was when I guess it just finally thought about it after all these years, because in comparison, it was like a little pinprick, you know, in comparison to all the other things I've seen in my life. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I wanted to do this, and I'm going to wrap it up. I'll talk to you on the video. Bye.